I was talking to my mom about this one guy and I was like, oh, he's just not my type. Like, I don't know if I want to talk to him. She literally looks at me and she goes, well, your type hasn't worked so far, so let's switch it up. Oh, she clocked me so hard, but Mom, you are right and you are always right.
Can someone tell me, like, the science behind guys texting you first and, like, you know, really getting into it, and then they're like, we're gonna hang out, like, let's do this, like, let's go to the movies, let's go eat, like, then date comes and it's crickets. Oh, I have work, I'm busy, oh fuck, I'm busy. Why did you say that then? And it's not even the fact that, like, oh my god, I really, really wanted to hang out with you, but it's the fact as to why do you do that? Like, why do they do that? If you don't want to hang out with someone, don't say it. I'm just so confused. It doesn't make any sense to me to make plans and then you don't want to hang out. And this has happened, like, multiple times. This is a certain type of guy that, like, is just a keyboard warrior. He's just a keyboard warrior. Like, you will never see him in person, but he will stay in your DMs, stay in your likes, but he will never see you in person.
So please stop making people fall in love with you if you don't have the capacity to love them back with the purest intentions. I know feelings change and whatever, but you guys know what I mean. People willingly go into something for their benefit, not even thinking about you. Like, will go into it, it feels great for them in that moment, but completely screw you over when it's not benefiting them anymore. Those are terrible people. Stop doing that to people. Go to therapy. Do anything. Talk to God. I don't know. But stop making people fall in love with you if you are a POS. Stop doing that. Also, me, call out to myself, I need to do better about sniffing out that, because I just like to see the best in everybody, but we need to stop doing that. We're not doing that anymore. Okay? Thank you for listening.
I would say things like, just leave me alone. And then he'd actually leave, and then I would get mad because he left, even though that's what I told him to do, but I really meant that I didn't want him to leave, and now he's confused and I'm angry. I finally realized that men can't hear emotion, they can only hear words. You can't say one thing and then mean another and then blame the man. That's on us.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. Alright, women are realizing too late that their dating standards don't match reality in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
You know what's the problem with y'all men nowadays? That y'all want the most by giving the least. Y'all want the most out of us, but y'all give the least. Y'all don't even plan dates no more. 9 times out of 10, you start dating, you're in the dating game, okay, this dating cesspool, okay, y'all don't even plan dates no more. Whatever happened to, hey, I'm outside, come downstairs? Or, hey, be ready by 10, dress casual. Y'all have nothing. If you really think about it, they have nothing to offer us, ladies. Nothing. Okay? They don't give no money. Okay? They don't plan dates. They don't send random flowers on a random Monday afternoon. Okay? At this point, these niggas barely be telling you that you look nice. They won't even compliment a bitch now. So what I think we need to do, I think the solution, okay, to this is that all women across the globe, we need to all band together. Okay, and stop giving these men pussy for at least like a month or two. No pussy. Y'all get none. Like the ones who act like this, like what I'm talking about right now, not the good ones. We're not talking about the good ones. We're not talking about the providers, okay? I'm talking about this cesspool of disgustingness that we now have in 2026. If all women around the globe just band together and we give no pussy for 2 months, okay, they're either gonna they're gonna get their act together, or B, they're just gonna fuck on each other. Which a lot of them, that's really what they want to do.
No, men stopped giving the most when they realized that you reward men who give you the least. They're always trying to redo these rules, redo these standards. And when you're in your prime, you give it away to guys who have the least to offer. Let's see what happens when you're doing everything that she says a man should be doing.
I don't want to do this anymore. It feels like a fucking mental illness to like a man. I never want to like a man ever again in my life. I fucking hate it. It is the fucking worst.
anytime I like a guy, I go fucking insane. I go crazy. It's like the men that I want don't want me. And then what I do want, where I'm like, oh, I just wish I had like reassurance. I want like comfort from a man. But the men who give me that don't want them. Why the fuck would I want that? I'm like, ew, gross. Stay the fuck away from me. But I'm like, when a man is like not sure of me, maybe wants me, like breadcrumbs me, maybe he likes me, I'm like, yep, want that guy. And then I go fucking crazy. I don't want this. I don't want it anymore. I want to be a lesbian. I just want to be asexual at this point. I don't want to do this anymore. It feels like a fucking mental illness to like a man. It feels like I'm mentally ill every time I get a crush on a guy. And I don't want it anymore. What's the solution? Does anyone know? Please let me know. Thanks. Bye.
See, when you're doing all of the stuff, it doesn't make you stand out from another man that she's genuinely just sexually attracted to. It doesn't make her want to move in your direction more. It really doesn't. So it's a fool's game. Women will be like, this guy's so nice to me, this guy is so this, but it just doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? If you're saying this is what men should be doing, there would be an incentive for a man to do it. No. So no, just take one for the team. Make yourself look like a fool. Waste your own time. Nah, bro, men are way past that. And their dating standards aren't reality, because the reality of it is men that want to do this are going to do this anyway, but you still don't want those men. So what's the point of doing it? I'm gonna keep making these videos because it's so funny to me. They want all of this from guys, but even the guys that they're attracted to, if they start doing it too much, they're not gonna be attracted to them anymore. So what's the point? Let's get the next one.
I don't know if I'll ever post this, and I literally always literally say someone that would pick up the phone and film themselves when they're crying is so fucking embarrassing. But alas, here we are. So I have been hanging out, seeing someone, I guess you would say, for like the last 2 months. And like, it's still very early days, but we were like pretty, like we were hanging out a lot. Like, we called it off last night. And like, I mean, like, well, he initiated the conversation, but like I very much agreed with everything that he was saying. I'm really sad because I felt the same way as him, and I was like, I get it. Like, I feel the same way, but I was like, but I'm sad because I don't know, he was a really, really, really great person. And I was like, fuck, am I going to just meet these nice people and it not work out because I like can't lean into the slow burn? It's weird. I'm like, I just want to meet someone nice and like each other and it not be either on one hand really toxic and just fucked, or on the other hand like too nice. Like, and then now I've just got to fucking go back out into the trenches of being single, which I fucking hate. I'm such a more fun, cool, relaxed version of myself when I have someone to like call at the end of the day. And I don't know why, because I don't even have to be like madly in love. I just feel so much more secure when I'm in a relationship. I fucking hate being single. Like, I truly do. It's just such a fucking tough world out there in this single life. Anyway, back on the horse, I guess.
So this guy was around for 2 months playing some role. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. She wasn't feeling bro. But shout out to him. He took his L and he was man enough to say, I don't see this going anywhere. I wish you well. And she said she felt the same, which means that she was not feeling him. 2 months of wasting his time. But once again, this is what women say that they're looking for. So are you shocked that men just stop doing it? Men are ignoring your dating standards. If you don't want to get on my program, all right, I wish you well. Be gone. Without a second thought. Because this is what happens to the guys that don't listen. This is what happens to the guys that think, yeah, women should have their standards and, they had to, go through all of this emotional trauma and blah, 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 blah. And now they're on the other side of it, so they deserve a good guy. No, they don't deserve a good guy. Because there's no good and bad. There's just a man and a male. Do you want a man or do you want a male? And it's obvious that you don't like the males. But then you complain about the men who want you to move on their program. Nah. See, when women don't want to cooperate with a man, all they're left with is males. They're going to try to settle for a male, but then they always have a problem with it because things about him aren't exactly manly. Well, I want somebody that I can turn my brain off with. I want somebody that can lead. I want leadership is essentially what they're saying. Basically what they're saying. I want leadership, but you're not willing to follow a man. They want you to be a man sometimes and be a male sometimes. It doesn't work that way. And they're only coming to this reality now because it's getting harder out here. But let's watch this next one.
I just got played by the third guy in a row. The first one was 41 years old. The second one was 30. And this last one was 32. It's like, I'm gonna go for the older guys. They're not as big of assholes. Well, I'm 0 for 3 on that theory. So I'm really trying to not become one of those girls that hates all men. All men suck, but like, wow. Like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. I can deal with rejection because I've done a lot of work on myself. I have high self-worth. I have high self-respect. Like, we're Gucci gang in that aspect. But the deception of these situations, it's just unnecessary. It's dehumanizing. It makes me feel like I was completely disposable, like I was completely worthless. Like all of these things, all these conversations, all of the times that we hung out, all the forehead kisses are all a lie. How could they not be? How could it be real and you're seeing somebody else at the same time? What? I don't know how to do that. Like, how do people do this shit? I don't know, man. Like, I know what I want. And when you have a goal, you have to act like it. If you want to get in shape, you need to eat like it. You need to go to the gym. You need to go on a walk. You need to drink more water. You need to sleep, right? If you want to be in a relationship, you need to put yourself out there. You need to be emotionally available. You need to do the work. You need to protect your heart. And I'm trying to do all of these damn things, and I just feel like I keep getting beat the fuck down and run over, and I'm trying to prevent that. Like, I am putting up the boundaries and the barriers and I'm vetting them out for that not to happen, and it's still happening. So I'm 28 years old. I'm single for the first and longest time in my life. I hate it. I hate that I hate being single, but it's just the truth for me, and I'm lonely. I think a lot of us are. So that's it. That's the rant.
She said she has a high sense of self, like she has high sense of self-respect and self-worth. So how are you attracting these guys that are able to play you? See, this is what's happening. They try to cheat the game. You ever seen the movie Final Destination? Where they're trying to cheat the inevitable. This is how it is for women in dating. They're trying to cheat the game. The same way how I tell guys, you can't cheat the game. If you're not going to put in effort and actually know the ins and outs, it's not going to go in your favor. Women bypass, they try to bypass it and say, no, I'm going to make this work for me with my standards. No, you're not going to be able to cheat the game. By this, I mean the guys that they want, charming, charismatic, a guy that can impress people, a guy that, other women want. He's going to be able to get through all of these standards, all of this nonsense that they spew, because he's going to either A, sell them a dream, or it's this thing where when you act like you're hearing a woman, when you understand, so you're hearing her, right? She lets the guard down. But then the rules still remain the same. You still got to compete. She thinks that she has you on the string until she realizes that she has to compete. They don't like competing. They get dropped on their face. See, women get their rejection on the back end. You get it as a man in the front end. It's better for us. We get it out the way. We don't have to waste time, spend money on dates. waste a lot of energy. Oh, she ain't feeling us. This is why I tell you guys, get the rejection out of the way quick. It's good. It's meant to get done quick. We get our rejection in the front end. They get the rejection on the back end. Oh, a couple of dates. She thought he was boyfriend material. No. She gets smashed. She gets passed. A hit and dip. A hit and quit. Now she's back out here from square one. She gets her rejection in the back end. But it's funny to me, when a man has self-respect, discipline, high sense of self-worth, a woman can't even waste his time. She can't. She can't come in and lollygag, play games, pull the wool over his eyes, try to use him and make him compete with this guy and that guy. It just can't happen. So it's funny that she has self-worth and self-respect, but she's still attracting guys who waste her time. It's because, I'm telling you, read the fine print. Nothing wrong with wanting charming, charismatic, tall, blah, 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 but read the fine print. It's not like he's auditioning for you. You're auditioning for him. He's just letting you think whatever you think. If that makes sense. So when you understand women, it's easier to attract them. You're not saying a bunch of stuff. You're not saying, oh, well, this is messed up. No, you're just like, ah, cool, I hear you. This is where they get confused. This is where they get it messed up. Now they're right back at square one. These dating standards don't mean anything to men who understand women. Let's get the next one.
I didn't really realize that when you're a single mom, people just automatically expect you to want to date a man that also has kids. I was talking about it last night with my whole family because I was like, oh, well, maybe next year, like, I'll have a boyfriend, go on a double date with my brother and my sister-in-law. And then I started talking about how I don't want to be with a guy who also has kids. And they were like blown away by the concept because they're like, well, you have kids. And I'm like, I know, I'm not saying that I don't love kids because I absolutely adore kids, but in my soul, I just feel that I will not end up with a man that also has kids. If that changes and I fall in love with a man that happens to have kids, okay, never say never. I would prefer to date a man who absolutely loves kids, but doesn't have kids of his own. I've seen plenty of other single moms who end up marrying men who do not have kids of their own. I also see a ton of women who end up marrying a man who also has kids and then they have a blended family. Like, it's just personal preference, but I'm just shocked that people are shocked when I say that because I'm like, why do I have to date a man who has kids just because I have kids?
Let me tell you something right now. In this clip, she's talking about she didn't realize that it was crazy to say that I want a man with no kids, even though she has kids. Even if you're a man who has kids, in this space, I know guys say, yeah, that's the way to go about it. If you have kids, you could date a woman with kids. I believe that at this point, you shouldn't even date a woman with kids if you have kids. It's two completely different things. See, you're proving that you can take care of another life and your resources go to that. And if you have enough resources to take care of your kid and take care of yourself, that just shows that you're a go-getter. A woman taking care of her kids, she's not going to use her resources on a man. So what sense does it make to go with a woman that has kids if you have kids? Because in a lot of cases, they're not splitting the time 50-50 with the kid's father. They got kids most of the time. So you're going to be coming in and taking the burden off of her shoulders. Absolutely not. No, if you want to do that, that's on you. I'm not telling anybody what you have to do. I'm just letting you know the truth about it. She's talking about, and that's why she's talking about she wants a guy that doesn't have kids, because she wants 100% of his time to go to her, and the time that goes to her will go to the children. You understand? Don't go for it. Oh, my kids already have a dad. Yeah, bro, but if you really get into a serious relationship with her, you're going to move in with her. You're going to be paying bills with her. You're going to be paying rent with her. And where are those kids going to stay? You're going to be contributing to those kids by default. Don't go for that. Women love dudes who have pets, kids, and all of that stuff because it proves to them that you have a nurturing side and that you can take care of it. Women find it very adorable, very cute, very sexy, and all of that stuff. So don't think just because you have kids as a man that you need to go with a woman who has kids, because you're not playing by the same set of rules. You're really not. Delusional dating standards. People telling her like that doesn't make sense. They think that they can get out here and do all of this stuff. And if you look at this chick, it's actually comical. It's hilarious. She thinks that she has pull out here, not with guys that have sense. And this is what happens too. When they're looking for a guy, when they're like single moms, they're not really being that picky. Now they are being picky, but a lot of them aren't being picky. But guess what? They're choosing you because they're going to use you. And then once they're tired of you, they find another guy, they jump on him, they'll get rid of you. And you're like, wait a minute. I thought that would make you see me better because I'm coming in here doing this. Absolutely not. You're going to get fleeced. You're going to get fleeced. But I want to talk about that because nobody really talks about that. It's like, you should date a single mom if you have kids as a guy. No, you're still up. If you're a productive guy that makes money and you make enough money to take care of your kids, take care of yourself, and you got things going for yourself, oh, hell no. Hell no. Don't stoop down to their level like, oh, I'm on their level. No, bro, we don't play by the same sets of rules. Respect yourself. Because if you think like that, then you're in delusion too. No, bro. And more men aren't going for that too. Men are like, you know what? I got a lot more to offer. We're not on the same level. And that's how it needs to remain. Let them go try to find some chump or some sucker, not a guy who has a lot going on for himself. Never that. Never that. Because see, the men and the males, they can find a male, but it's hard to find a man. If you know you're a man, don't just go for anything. So this was, women are realizing too late that their dating standards don't match reality in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So, dating as a single mum, or dating as a mum in general, obviously you'd have to be a single mum, but like, it's like, I have signed up to dating apps, and literally every person, like every guy that will try and chat to me is like, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm like, what do you mean you're not looking for anything serious? You're like 45. What are you looking for? A funeral home provider? Like, Christ almighty. Honestly, it is literally, and then not to mention, when you're signing up to dating apps now, most of them you have to pay for. Like, I don't actually even want a man, let alone have to fucking pay for one. Like, please. So I went on a dating event back in December, and it was tragic. I met the biggest walking talking red flag of my life, but not to mention the whole time that I was there listening to men speak, all I could think about was, I have got a night off for my kids and I'm child free, and all I want to do is sit in silence with some nice food and watch some Desperate Housewives, not sit and listen to the male species talk. And I just think I'm actually getting concerned for myself, because the longer that I am alone, the more I am enjoying being alone. Like, I do want to get married. I would like a father figure in my twin's life at some point. But I just think, like, when I get child-free time, I just don't want anybody touching me, anybody talking to me. It's just the thought of having to go through everything as well again. Like, oh, what's your favourite colour? What's your favourite thing to do? What do you like to eat? Oh, God. I mean, honestly, it's draining enough all day, every day, with two toddlers asking me questions 24/7. Like, and also the thought of, like, the sheer thought, like, my friends will say to me, oh, but it's fine, because, like, you know, because I obviously have my twins basically most of the time. I don't get a lot of nights off from them. So it would be fair enough if they were to go to their dad's every second weekend, and I've got all that time, and I've got all the time in the world. Like, that's a lot of time to have to be able to date somebody. But when I very rarely get the night off, and I get it, I just want to be alone. I just want to be alone. I don't want anybody touching me, anybody asking, anybody needing me for anything. But then, yeah, when my friends say to me, oh, but then you can just do it, you know, when the kids go to bed at night. Like, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. I do not want to sit down after fighting for my life through bedtime, getting two toddlers ready for bed, to then sit down and then invite a guy over to then come and be like, sit beside me. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I mean, I can't be the only one in this situation. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be alone forever if I'm never going to open up and even try. But I think I'm probably going to be happy with that. I mean, I'll have a wedding. I'm absolutely convinced I'm going to have a wedding. Like, I want a wedding. I'm going to have the hen do. I'm going to have the party. I'm going to have the dress. Just not going to have the man. And I think that's reasonable.